You think Philadelphia is now the favorite?
Whew, I'm always.
They have 5 All-Stars.
Yeah, they've got All-Stars, and kind of to go over the trade that you talked about because it happened so late last night.
Yeah, 11:30 on the West Coast.
On the West Coast, so 2:30 a.m. Eastern time. The trade, the 76ers and the Clippers, they had a trade. Tobias Harris is traded from the Clippers over to the 76ers for, let's see, Boban Marjanovic and Mike Scott. The Clippers do acquire Landry Shamet, Wilson Chandler, Mike Muscula, 2020 first-round pick, a 2021 first-round pick, a 2021 second-round pick, and a 2023 second-round pick. And all that for me is I don't listen to second-round picks because in the NBA, right after you get done with the lottery, I think that's when the second round starts,
pretty
right?
much.
Pretty much. I mean, you get some diamonds in the rough, but no one's really like, oh, we picked him at 29 or we picked him in the second round.
Who was the last second rounder to really hit? Draymond Green, probably?
I would say Draymond Green, you could say. Maybe, yeah, I mean, in terms of being an all-star. You know?
Like Gilbert Arenas back in the day was a second rounder.
Yeah, I can't think of like anybody that second round that just really just blossomed and all of a sudden became an all-star perennial, like, you know, first team, all defense or offense. So when I hear draft picks, I'm never really like, oh, I get excited about draft picks.
Right, like you said, unless it's a lottery pick.
Unless it's a lottery pick, yeah, which they said it is lottery protected, though, that 2020 first-round pick. Okay. That's what the Clippers are receiving. So to answer your question, though, after looking at the trade from last night, I still feel that now, look, Milwaukee, best record in the NBA. When it comes down to playoff basketball, Giannis and that team just don't scare me yet. They've got some things that they need to figure out, and they're on the way. But I still think he's about a year and 2 years away from really being a true contender.
Yeah, he only shoots, 19% from three. You can't really do that.
You can't do that.
Be a contender in today's NBA.
I think it comes down to 3 teams. It's Toronto, Boston, and Philadelphia. And I can make a case for each one on how I think that they can win the East. Where I look at Boston, and last year, how everybody stepped up when the playoffs started, you know, without Kyrie.
Right.
So I think with Kyrie playing in the Garden, how electric that place is going to be, that's a tough place to win. I know LeBron did it in 7 games last year, but still, that was LeBron. No LeBron this year. I don't know if there's a team that can beat Boston in 7 games in the playoffs. Okay, Toronto, I'm trying not to laugh because every year it seems that we all get on the Raptors like this is the year.
Right.
Oh, man, come on up to the Rogers Center. It's going to be the place. And they always show the outside where everybody's watching the game and celebrating.
Yeah, then Drake's inside going crazy.
And then all of a sudden it's like they just under every single year. I feel like this is a team that they don't find ways to win. They just underperform each and every year. Like did they get swept last year? I think by the Cavaliers. I think.
Let me check.
I forgot. That's how bad it was. 'Cause I don't know if they even won 1 game last year. But with my San Diego State alum over there now with Kawhi Leonard, does that give them kind of a clear path to the conference final? And then I look at Philadelphia with all these moves, though. Will it work? My only thing about the 76ers is this, guys.
Yeah, they got swept by
the way. Yeah. I thought they would sneak 1 game in, but they didn't. Toronto last year versus the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Toronto was the 1 seed.
Yeah. Yeah, that doesn't mean anything now. But I think when you look at, right now the 76ers, the one question that I do have is what will the chemistry look like late in game? That's my only thing, because the one thing that I've learned about watching the NBA and it comes to the playoffs is that it's kind of similar to what the NFL is. It's possession by possession. Very rarely do you get full transition baskets at a premium. Everything is about how do you handle those possessions, especially late in game possessions. What happens to Joel Embiid? Where does Jimmy Butler go? Is Ben Simmons on the floor? Is he not on the floor? Now you add in Tobias Harris. Where does he fit in to this whole equation down in the 4th quarter? And that, to me, is the scary part, is who is your go-to guy that you're comfortable with down the stretch in the 4th quarter? Boston has it. That ball is going to be in number 11's hands, Kyrie Irving. Same thing in Toronto. That ball is going to be in Kawhi Leonard's hands. They got that, and I think the team realizes and they both understand that. But I don't know about the 76ers.
Yeah, who takes the final shot? Who takes the game winner?
And if they miss it, do you still like, all right, he's still our best player. We're going to go down swinging with that guy. Where Jimmy Butler, they acquired this season. He's not the guy who started from the beginning.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.